Hello, 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 hello. It's Friday. Woo! Okay, cool. How's everyone doing today? Yes, it's Friday. We're doing the thing that I said we were gonna do on Tuesday that we didn't end up doing because it was Wednesday, and now it's Friday, and now we're doing it. Yes, perfect sense, perfect sense, perfect sense. Okay. Woo! How's everyone doing today? Nice, easy Friday. It's a nice, easy Friday. A little bit later than the usual start time. Let me do the thing I need to do. 1 second here. Responses, send, there we go. Send, copy. Did I put the wrong link in the YouTube? Or the no, that's the right link. Okay, that's why. Where is the drawing? There's the drawing. Okay, link in description. Enter to win a spool of Polymaker printer chow. Link in the video descriptions. There you go. Pin message. There we go. Ooh. So how's everyone doing today? So what are we doing today? What are we doing today? I don't know. I have no idea. But what I do know is we're fixing stuff. We're doing unbreaking printers today. So if you're wondering why the V2's out here, first off, I need to clean my panels. It's been a while. Secondly, it looked like this the other day. So if you are wondering what we're doing, we're trying to fix this because this is not how a printer's supposed to look. And as you can see from this, let's see if I can dig it out here. Okay, there we go. Good example. So who here remembers the game, like it's a preschool game where you got to spot the differences? Okay, it might be a little bit above some of the IQ levels of some of you, but we're gonna see if we can spot the differences. So on the left here is a Revo Obsidian. Now granted, it's a 0.4 millimeter nozzle. Now on the right here, this is a Revo Obsidian 0.4 millimeter nozzle that came out of this machine. So who here can tell the difference between the two? What's difference between the two? It's just, well, actually, I'm happy to announce today that E3D is coming up with the Revo Shorty edition. Actually, no, it broke. It done broketed, and it done broketed in a weird way because you would think it would break either above the threads or most likely below the threads. You think it would break here. And it's screwed into a heat sink, which I don't think I have a heat sink out here. No, I don't. So we're gonna have to do a little discovery. Now, I do have a spare Revo heater, and I've got plenty of nozzles, but I think these are all just Revo original nozzles. Like some of these might be, I gotta check. Some of these are high flow, but I might have a 0.4 high flow that I could put in here. Because the only Obsidian that I have is a 0.6, and this is a 0.4 machine. I might not bother with an Obsidian. I'm hoping the heater's not dead, because the heater in here is the 60 watt heater. It's the higher end heater that I have in here. So today's stream is gonna be doing a little fixin', because we got two things to fix. One, my webcam doesn't work in here anymore. It hasn't worked in a while, and I don't know why. So we got to figure out why the webcam don't work. But first off, we got to try and fix my Revo. Yeah, it's the stubby edition. And speaking of stubby, do you want to win a spool of Polymaker printer chow? Because every stream we give away a spool of Polymaker filament. And considering this is a live stream, we're going to give away a spool of Polymaker filament. So link in the video description, enter for your chance to win. We will be doing the draw at the end of stream. So enter so you can win stuff. I want to give you a spool of filament. Go enter now so I can give you filament. Do it. Do it. Do it. Take that panel off. Put these over here. And then also, I'm working on, I keep printing stuff. I'm almost ready, I think, to do the video on the Cocoa Press. I keep printing stuff though. I tried to print a Cali cat. Unfortunately, the cat kind of didn't turn out too well. He's a little smushed. So I'm gonna have to Oh no, the cat's gone. Anyways, do you remember what spool here? Yes. So for some reason, this has become like a thing. Everyone wants to know what spool holder I use. It's just a switch wire one. It's the spool holder from a switch wire. That's all it is. You can see the little piece of shim that I jammed under here so it sits flat. It's just a switch wire spool holder. I use these because my machines are close to each other, so I can't put the spool on the side. So let's see what we got for damage here. So let's move the camera over here so you guys can partake in me trying to figure out what the heck went happen, because I have no idea what happened here. Wow, that's the ceiling. Wow, that's you guys. Okay, I gotta turn this around. Hey chat, say hi. Everyone wave to yourself. Look, you can wave to yourself. Everyone take the chance now to wave to yourself. Oh, everyone cheers Derek. Cheers Derek. $5 cheers. With chocolate 3D printing, there's never fail. Exactly. Okay, round and round she goes. There we go. There we go. Okay, so let's take this front off and we'll start from there and we'll see what's going on. Hopefully it's not too bad. I'm hoping this is fixable, because it's funny, I used to have so many random Revo parts kicking around, and I still got some, but I've ended up putting them in printers. So my stores of parts other than nozzles for Revos are starting to get pretty low. So luckily, on the bright side, in like 2 weeks, I'm gonna be in England, so I'll be at E3D. So I can be like, hey guys. So I need some stuff. Because somebody on the E3D team actually reached out already, and I'm like, I'm gonna be in England in like 2 weeks. We'll talk when I'm actually at your facility, so I can just go and just fly home and not have to deal with shipping. There we go. So I got the music going. I got the music going. There we go. The co-print. The ability to use purge filament as its own 3D is brilliant. So how does co-filament do? Is it an actual thing, co-print? Because I've seen some stuff from co-print pop up. I haven't actually looked into it. They have a Kickstarter, which the moment I see a Kickstarter, I'm just hesitant. But they use their own purge as filament. What do you mean use your own purge as filament? Like I haven't watched Joel's video yet. Like, are they doing purge to infill, which never works? Joel did a video. Okay, I'll have to watch Joel's video then today. Okay. Where is the screw for this? Is it down? Oh, it's right there. You can do it with Prusa Slicer. Yeah. Like, are they doing something that nobody else does, or two times the model? Eh. Here's the thing though, like, it's still waste. It's still waste. It's still waste. Like, either you purge it to a model that doesn't have the colors you want, or you purge it to infill. It doesn't matter where the purge ends up, it's still waste. That's kind of my thing with the whole, oh, you can just purge it to infill. Okay, so instead of it going in the garbage, you just have a heavier print. It's still wasted material. The model is purge is used on another model in the bed. It's not a separate color, so that makes sense. Yeah, so if you're okay with having a random colored model, it works. But, you know, what do you need that random colored model for? Like, some situations I could see it, but it's still purge. I hope you're trying to get what I'm saying here. It still is purge. Okay, fan PT. That's that one. So this is okay still. So if you're wondering, by the way, this is all resin. I printed this in resin. It's got to be over a year now, and it's holding up just fine. Nothing has cracked on it yet. There is a few stress marks in it, but nothing has failed in it. Now, granted, remember, there's no actual force on here though. So it's not like it's having to hold up force. I would never use a resin part for like XY joints or something. But if you're just, you know, faffing about, you might be okay. Okay, so we can undo this and undo that. Okay. So yeah, this is the 60 watt heater. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm gonna have to get some acetone. I might be able to save this. It's blobbed right through. And you can see the broken part of the heatsink in there. So we're gonna have to try and get that out. So if you're wondering what happened, what it looks like, tap's holding up pretty good. It's all nice and relatively rigid still. That's a little loose. It looks like it walked itself out. It looked like it somehow unscrewed itself. And then that kind of did it. Yeah, so it looked like whatever happened. So if you're wondering what happened, I started a print. The first couple, I checked it like a half hour in and it was going good. It was the base part for the stealth press. So I started a print. It was going good about half hour in and I went to bed and it was like a 13-hour print. I woke up and it was a complete mess in here. And as you could see, this is unextruded filament. So technically it is extruded filament. But what happened was it was basically just going straight through and somehow it was making its way through the heater, but it broke, like the nozzle broke and it just kind of, so the nozzle walked itself out and then snapped. And that's as far as I can tell what happened. Now, I've never really had a Revo nozzle walk itself out. I don't even know how that would happen, but it happened. So if you're wondering, this is a Revo Micro. That shouldn't have much of an effect on it, which heatsink it is. This is a Revo Micro. This is the beta. For those trying to keep track of data points at home, this is from the beta. So this is a little bit of an older. So I don't think they changed anything on it though. But yeah, you can see the broken heatsink. Now, luckily, there's no plastic in there. It's clear right through. So I should be able, if I get the right tool, to, is that chocolate? Yes, it is. I should be able to just unscrew it. There we go. So yeah, yeah, it just snapped partial way through. So technically it's fixed. Look, it's fixed, guys. It's totally fixed. No. So yeah, so this obsidian's dead. Yeah, this one's dead. No offense, but Rapido is the best hot end. No, yes, maybe. Fun fish fact. There's multiple categories of things. In some regards, yeah, the Rapido's better. In other regards, it's not. I like the Revo ecosystem. I like the ease of use. I like the nozzles. I like how easy it is to change nozzles. I like the fact there's no leaking to worry about. This is, to be fair, the second time I killed a nozzle. The first time I killed the nozzle was straight up, it just crashed hard and it snapped. So this is the second time I've killed a nozzle on a Revo, breaking it, to be fair. Yeah. Best is subjective. Yep. Remember, hi guys, it's not black and white or red and green or purple and pink. It's, you know, there are various shades to everything. There are pros and cons to pretty much every system out there. Pick the system that you like and what works for you. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna put in we're gonna go back. So unfortunately, this is a 60 watt. I have another 60 watt, but it's in the V2. the LDOV2. So I'm just gonna go back to the 40 watt. I'm just gonna go back to the 40 watt. That's really my only option, unfortunately. Reinstall this. Yeah, you use the hot end you want that works in the system you got. Like it's not rocket appliances. You use what works for you. How big is the actual difference between 60 and 40 watt? It depends. It depends on what you're running. Because remember, a block of metal at 120 degrees or 220 degrees is still a block of metal at 220 degrees. The advantage of the 60 watt heaters, it depends on what you're printing. If you're printing with the normal flow Revos and you're printing normal materials, by normal materials, I mean PLA, PETG, and ABS. Going to the 60 watt heater really doesn't buy you much. The 60 watt heater really comes into oh, I gotta put that back together first. The 60 watt heater becomes useful the moment you start printing with the high flow hot ends and you are near capacity. Like you are like at the limit of what the hot end can output in terms of millimeters squared flow, or you're printing the engineering material. So if you're printing nylons, polycarbs, then because they need a higher temperature to print at, the extra heater comes in. E3D has a nice little chart on their website that goes over it all. But essentially it comes down to the material you're using, and it's not always worth it essentially. Okay, so what do I got for nozzles here? What do I got for nozzles? I don't think I've got a high flow red. I do. Okay, I'm gonna put a 0.4 high flow in here, because I don't think this machine will ever print ABS or anything other than like ABS and ASA. I don't print abrasives on this machine, so I don't really need obsidian. The reason it had obsidian is because E3D sent me an obsidian and I needed to put in something, so I put it in this. I figured I'll put it in the machine I use the most. So we're going back to just a 0.4 high flow. Why 0.4? Because it's a 250 machine and that's usually what I print on this. So hopefully this is a good heater. I don't know if this is one of my bad heaters or one of my good heaters. I've got like one bad heater that I have floating around. I think I got rid of it, but I don't know for sure. All my Vorons are now switched to the bamboo hot ends. Pretty good for what? Yeah, for the price, yeah, don't get me wrong. Like the bamboo hot end itself, it has some downsides. Namely, it's not easy to change nozzles on it. You pretty much have to change the whole assembly. They have the same issue that the Revo has where they're fragile. I've broken the nozzles in my bamboo just crashing. They don't handle crashes well because they don't have any support because somebody patented that. What about 100 watt high flow Diamondback? I don't print that fast because I like my prints to have good layer adhesion. So I'm gonna have to get some acetone so I can soak that, because luckily this is ABS, so I should just be able to acetone soak it and we're good. Okay, so we're back in there. Obviously I won't have a sock on it though, which is gonna suck, but it do be what it is though. Okay. You go there. Go there. Front face. Put this back on. And then we got to figure out why my camera doesn't work. I think this one goes there. I think this one goes here. This just kind of all goes like this. I didn't grab anything to screw it back together. Shit, I need my screws. There we go. No CAN bus? Not on this one. No, this guy don't have CAN bus. This one was built in the days before CAN bus were common. Back in my day, we didn't have CAN bus. We just ran all the wires. Well, the camera is one of those ORV cameras, like one of the laptop cameras that's like modified. So I gotta do a little sleuthing to figure out why it's not working. I've got another one here that I don't know if it's good or not. We got 427 people. Oh my, hello everyone. How's everyone doing today? We got 437 people here apparently. Make sure you all like the smash button if you haven't yet. And every stream, we give away a spool of Polymaker printer chow. And this is a stream, so we're gonna give away a spool of Polymaker printer chow. So link in the video description, enter for your chance. And also, while you're down there, don't forget to like the smash button, because if you're gonna enter the contest to win some filament, you might as well like the smash button. At least the front didn't fall off. That is correct. We're waiting until I get some peck in before we start playing around with the front falling off things. Your camera might have to do with an update with Crow's Nest. That is true. Where'd my bit go? I was saying those cams die from heat after a while. Maybe, I don't know for sure. I think it's a mechanical failure because I bumped it and it turned back on and then it turned off the next time I printed something. So, we'll see. I'm gonna put the cover back on. Jam all the wires underneath, make it look pretty. Remember, it doesn't have to actually work, it just has to look good. So yeah, unfortunately, I remember on, what was it, Wednesday there, I was saying today's stream would be rocket ships and print and chill and fix. Unfortunately, the Starship launch got bumped to tomorrow, so there will not be spaceships on the stream today, unfortunately. And also, don't forget, tomorrow, I will not be doing my regular stream, because tomorrow I will be on the 1440 Makes charity live stream. Let me get a link for that right now so I can spam it in chat. Let's see here, same old Shane. Shane, if you're in here for whatever reason, you should pin a link to the actual stream on your Twitter, so I don't have to go digging for it every time. There we go. Okay. So yeah, so tomorrow I will be on the 1440 Makes charity live stream. Here's a link for it in chat. So I will be participating in this. It's a 24-hour stream. Me, Steve, Modbot, I think it's the Makers on Tap folks as well. We will be live for this section. So the 3D printer makers panel. It's 2 hours. It's from 2 p.m. EST to 4 p.m. EST. So for reference, if you're wondering, right now it is almost 3 p.m. EST for me. So 2 to 4 Eastern time zone. Here's all the time zones. So it's a 24-hour stream, I believe. Or yeah, it's a 24-hour stream, but obviously they got all kinds of different panels and whatnot, and I'm in this panel right there. So. Okay. So now I gotta get that off. I don't want to take this top panel off, so let's take this out. Come on. The stock heater, isn't it 40 watts? The stock heater is 40 watts, I believe. There we go. No rocket ship? Yeah, rocket ship tomorrow. They're doing the launch at, it's now tomorrow. Okay. So it's tomorrow at 8 a.m. Eastern, and it's like a 20-minute window, so. Okay, so let's figure out what's going on with the camera here. Two-hour window? They changed it. It's only like a 20-minute window. Streaming that Twitter? They better not be. They better be streaming it on YouTube, because let's be honest, Twitter is shit for streaming. Bitrate is garbo. You take this off. Oh yeah, I gotta unscrew the lens, which is so stupid. Take this off. Now we screw the lens back in. Okay. So let's power this up and take a look and see what's going on. So if this goes well, we'll do some printing. Because that's all we got today is pretty much get this fixed. Because I need to start printing parts for the Nerf gun. Twitter is garbage, period. Oh yeah, Twitter is absolutely horrendous. But for what the type of platform Twitter is, there's no better alternative. Because let's be honest, if Mastodon or Threads or any of the other alternatives were better, we would already be on those platforms. Only 20 minutes. Well, let's be honest, like it's 20 minutes to launch, right? Like they start fueling it up beforehand, and then when it's good to go, you launch it. It's a super cooled rocket, so it can only stay cold, like you can only keep it fueled up for so long. As far as I remember. Okay, let's connect to this. It is windy out there. Can you guys hear the wind? Or am I the only one hearing the wind? Oh wait, this printer isn't on here. I gotta find this printer, shit. I don't have this printer on this computer. V226, come on, connect. There it is, V226, connect. Copy the IP address. There we go. Printers, V226, yeah. Okay, so something with the webcam, because oh, yeah. Okay, so it's working. So something with the connector. Okay, so that works. So if I yeah, there's like broken wires or something in it. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so we got to figure this out. So it's bad wires. Okay. Try unplugging it completely. Let's do some science. Did I update Crow's Nest? I don't think Crow's Nest would do anything because this machine hasn't been touched. And at one point this camera worked reliably. And for some reason it's not. And I haven't done any firmware stuff during that whole time. So I don't think Crow's Nest would affect this. Because I haven't updated anything on this machine software wise. What camera is it? It's those like OV something. They're laptop cameras. They're those laptop cameras. Is it working? Yabaldi, yeah, this version of Clipper, normally in the past, traditionally, usually if you update the number Clipper, the Clipper revision, usually you have to update your controller, but I guess this update you didn't have to. I don't have much planned content-wise, so much time prepping for Smurf. You're prepping for Smurf? I haven't done anything yet for prepping, and that's probably gonna bite me in the ass in a little bit here. We'll see. Okay, so I got this camera, so let's try this camera. See if this camera is any better. Ooh. Hello there. Okay, yep. So it's something with this wire. No, we're good there. Oh, yeah, there's something in this wire that's causing it. Okay, I see. Okay, one second. We may have to do some soldering here. Let's take that out. So this camera is better. You know, I thought these were the same cameras. Yeah, this camera is better. So I want to use this camera, but there's something up with the wire. So let's see if we can fix this. So what do we got here? Don't forget to buy some super glue. Okay. But yeah, so in terms of, yeah, like I'm in the same boat as Steve. I'm just gonna resolder these wires here. If you, there probably won't be a lot. I've got, so what? It's in a week and a half. Which airport am I flying into? Heathrow. I'm flying into Heathrow. And there's a bunch of other people on the Voron team that are also flying in around that time, so I should be okay with rides, hopefully. Yeah, I'm thinking one of these is broken. Let me check the solder joint here. I think I might have a bad solder joint. Where'd I get the camera from? AliExpress, like years ago. I have a video on my channel about it. I don't know where it is. I don't know what the video is called, but there is a video on my channel about it. No, those solder joints look okay. Yeah, those solder joints look okay. Yeah. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna remount it, just not as tight. Maybe that'll... Oh, no, we've lost it. We're back. Okay, yeah, it's something to do with the wires. There's like a pinched wire somewhere. So if I keep these straight, we should be okay. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna half-ass mount this without the whole case and just have the wires go straight off instead of that, and we should be okay. Oh, yeah, we should be okay. How hard is it to run mainsail and fluid on the same printer? Not hard. With, just use Kiao and you could switch between the two. I don't know why you would want to use both. You don't have to. Just curiosity. Yeah. The tube or train, no congestion risk. Yeah, our plane, most of us are getting in the morning for Europe. Why is my bed mounted in that direction? Because this machine is older than my kid. That's why. Back in the day, when we had the V1, the V2.0, this is how you mounted the bed on the V2.0. And I haven't bothered to change it. Simple as that. Literally, I just haven't bothered to change it. That's the whole reason, is I haven't bothered to change it. I could. The problem is with my machine, this is completely like, when this machine was built, it was a V2. There were no standards for electronics or anything like that. So in terms of how stuff is mounted in my machine, that blue plate you see is actually aluminum. And I have stuff mounted to it directly. So when it comes to, I can't really move the holes that are through the plate that these mount to this way, because I would actually have to remount a whole bunch of stuff. So I just leave them like this. Like, it's running tap. It doesn't matter how the bed's mounted. It just, yeah. Is this machine a mishmash of two? This machine technically has parts in it from 2.0. There are still parts in here from 2.0 days. Simple as that. If it ain't broke, this machine is a prime example of if it ain't broke. Can you guys hear the wind? Am I the only one hearing the wind? It is windy AF out there. Fix it till it is. Shit. There's always somebody asking about their bed direction. There is. Somebody always asks, why is the bed mounted that way? It's mounted that way because it's mounted that way. The bed knows where it is because it knows where it isn't. There we go. Question for people in here, bed mesh, are you running cold? If you're doing a bed mesh, you want to do a bed mesh while the bed is hot. So you want to heat your bed up to whatever temperature you print at, and then run your bed mesh. So let the bed like soak for a bit at whatever temperature you print at, and then run the bed mesh. Because you want the bed mesh to be reflective of like the natural state of the bed is when you're printing. Oh, this is gonna be annoying. There we go. There we go. Okay. Let's shove the wire back in there. No signal. Okay. Now I gotta tilt this down. Oh, really? Oh, shoot. I tightened that too much. Wait, what am I doing? There we go. Oh wait, shoot. Did I break it? I broke it, dang it. Fucking broke the mountain. Okay, whatever. That works. It's broken, but it's in a position that'll work. I'll take it. Let's put a little, there we go. Okay. So now we go to this. Webcam, edit. Okay. That's good. Rotate vertically. There we go. Voila. We're good. Okay, let me fix this with some high quality tape. Actually, I got, let's see. Do I still have some? Did I throw them out? I think I threw them out. Shit. Do I still have parts from the Cocoa Press print? I don't think I do. I think I used them. Oh, perfect. Little wire retainer thing. There we go. Go. That'll hold it there. Good. Zip ties. Zip ties. Where do I put my zip ties? How do I lose zip ties? Why do I go from having like 100 zip ties, literally a whole thing of zip ties, and now I don't know where I put them. I put them somewhere. The question is where? That is always the question. Is how do I lose zip ties? Literally, they were right here. Where'd they go? Did I drop them? No. Are they in here? No. One of these days, I am going to have an organized workshop. Not today, not tomorrow, but one of these days. One of these days. I'm going to put these in here so now I know where they're at. Okay. There we go. Okay. Home all. Make sure this all works, and then we'll do a test print. I got a PID tune it too. But there we go. Camera's working now. The joy is this is tapped, so oh my God, my hand's in my printer. You can just home the printer on your hand because it's tapped. So now I got this webcam. What am I going to do with this web? I should mount this like in a corner up here so you get like a room shot with it. Okay, we need to put some filament in here. That's ASA. Do I have any PLA? I should. Oh, I know where I got some PLA. I got some PLA inside. Hey, puppy. Huh? Hi, Calvin. Where did I put that? Oh, there it is. Aha. There we go. There we go. Ah. Do we figure it out? Grant, you jumped the gun. You did the print fix Friday without me figuring out what caused the print to fail. We got the remainder of it out. I'm using this KB3D bag to hold it all together because I'm going to bring it to E3D. Be like, hey, it walked itself out. Somehow it unscrewed itself because when it snapped, the part that was still inside the heat break was like right at the bottom of the heat break. So it basically unscrewed itself that much and then snapped cleanly at the bottom of the heat break. How did that happen? I don't know. But the print started fine, and then it didn't. In my defense, he didn't know. That's fair, that's fair. Who am I to deny Grant his content? So we got some Polyterra PLA. So we'll throw that in here. And we'll do a print with it. You know, it's PLA. We gotta PID tune this actually, now that I'm realizing this. So one of these days I'll remember the PID tune code. But yeah, it broke right at the bottom of the heatsink. So unfortunately, the heater itself is also completely covered in melted ABS. So I'm hoping, because this is one of the 60-watt heaters, I'm hoping I can acetone bath it. I'm just gonna pick up some acetone today and just acetone bath it and hopefully dissolve it away. But all I did was just swap in a new nozzle, a new heater, and we're good to go. So nothing permanently broken on the machine. It just, yeah. The build. PID tune. There we go. Calibrate. Okay. So we're gonna run a PID. Make sure that's all good. Fans are good. We're good. Yeah, you're feeding the filament. Yeah, I was feeding the filament. Yeah, see, I fed the filament clockwise, so as it fed the filament in, it unscrewed the nozzle. So always make sure you put your spools on in a counterclockwise direction. Clean the bed. This bed does need a good clean. Let's clean the bed. This bed is disgusting. It's got like so many built up layers of like, oh, hey, I found the sock. Hey, the sock survived. I've got so many built up layers of glue stick. I got to put my bed adhesion helper that I use on this. So let's clean the bed because this bed really needs it. Rewind the nozzle. It's rewind time, y'all. A little bit of ISO. I don't have any soap and water out here. Otherwise I would. Washing your bed, honestly, like is a soap and water thing. You want to use soap and water because ISO really doesn't work too good. Do I use glue stick? Normally I don't. I use it downstairs because that's what I had downstairs. So I just slathered it on and I left it. It's kind of like a cast iron pan that kind of builds up its own, whatchamacallit, patina or whatever it's called, where it's like, it's seasoned. It's seasoned. But I've been using this stuff here. I got this stuff and this stuff. So Northprint 3D gave me this stuff at Murph last year or earlier this year. And this stuff works really good. So basically I just put the standard stuff on all my PI Flex textured beds and it works really good. I use it on the bamboo, I use it on all the machines. And then the strong stuff here, I actually have the strong stuff on the Toasty Boy bed. And on the Toasty Boy bed, it's fun because it's just spring steel. I don't have PEI on in this at all because this bed prints at like 120C and I'm printing with like a 400-degree nozzle. So I don't even have PEI on here. I just have bed helper and it works. At least for the glass-filled high-temp nylon I was using. So. Wish I had some soapy water out here, but I do not. I got gamer sups, but I don't think gamer sups would work. TEH 3D bed cement. Fun fact: most of the bed adhesion helpers are all the same stuff. It's kind of a known formula at this point. There's a few different companies that make their own recipe of it, but for the most part, it all kind of does the same thing. It's all just overpriced hairspray. I wouldn't call it hairspray because I have tried hairspray. I find this stuff works better than hairspray. So I use this stuff over hairspray. But I find like even like pure PI, like I've had no issues printing on PI. I print on pure textured PI, like the Prusa beds. I haven't done anything to the Prusa bed. It's just plain PI, satin PI. It works great. But if I could put something on the bed that, increases its stickiness a little bit and, lowers my chance of warping, because that's the one issue I found with the bamboo. Because my garage is cold, right now it's 20 Celsius, I got the heater going. But because my garage is cold, that bamboo, I have to heat soak it. because it leaks like a sieve in terms of heat. So I've had warping, like here, this plate's still here on the bed. Like, yeah, that part came out really good on the bamboo. These parts were great, but like even the purge line didn't stick. Yeah, that's a great part. There's too much of a draft in that machine. Also, I hate their stupid purge line. It sticks to the bed too well. Or whatever. I wish I could tell it to not do that purge line. How's the PID tune? You good? No, it's still going. I will say this bed's nice and sticky now. Print should stick to it real good. Now my hands are all sticky. Got clogged yesterday. Filament got stuck behind the heat break on the cool side, happening half a year ago too. Could the issue be related? Maybe. This is the problem with like doing troubleshooting on non-standard printers. Because we had somebody the other day was having issues with heat creep or having issues with jamming on PLA on their Revo. And we're like, how are you getting jamming on your Revo like with these temperatures? And then the moment they said it was a FISEC kit, I'm like, oh, your fan's crap. And you're having heat creep issues because your part fan died. Because it's a FISEC kit and those fans are shit. I know, I had to replace all the fans in my FISEC kit, including the controller fan. Okay, so that's done. Save and fake. There we go. That should be the last time I do this. Hi, CFM, GD Stein fan. Exactly. But yeah, what was I gonna say? In case you haven't noticed by now, there won't be a community contest this month. I realize I'm not here for like the last week and a half of this month, so we're not doing a community contest this month because I will be gone, so I won't be able to do it. So we'll just I'll just get next month's one set up a little early because next month's one is end of year Christmas / winter prints. So, because what do we got? We got the stream today. I will be streaming tomorrow, but again, it will be on the 1440 Makes charity stream. So make sure you watch that and participate and whatnot. It's for a good cause. So even if you can't donate, at least tune in, watch, put it up on your second monitor, because the more people that watch, the more the YouTube engagement algorithm catches on to it, and the more likely other people who will see it who may be able to help. So it's always good to watch. So that will be tomorrow. So I won't be doing a regular stream tomorrow. I may do a Twitch stream. We'll see, because I haven't done one this week. So we may do a gaming stream, but there won't be a regular community or a regular YouTube stream tomorrow. Just that one at 2. And then next week's a regular week. So there'll be a Monday, or correction, there'll be a Tuesday, the Friday, and the Saturday stream. But the week after, so not this week will be normal, but the next week, I'll only stream on the Tuesday, and then that's it. Oh, and next week is the monthly community stream. So every month we do a stream for the YouTube members and Patreon supporters. So that will be this week coming up, because the week after I will be streaming on the Tuesday, and that's it. I'm off to England for Smurf. So let me pull up a calendar here so you guys are calendar. Google Calendar. Okay, this will work. Okay, So today's the 17th already. Holy shit, it's the 17th. Okay. So, no stream tomorrow because I'll be on the 1440. So I will be streaming, but that'll be 2 p.m. on the 1440. I'll link it all in the Discord and everything. We got the regular stream on Tuesday, the regular Friday stream, the regular Saturday stream. Probably the Thursday will be the community member stream next week. So next Thursday, community member stream. So if you're a YouTube member or Patreon supporter, or if you luck out and somebody donates one to you on this stream, you'll be able to participate there. So if you want to make sure you can attend that stream, consider becoming a channel member or Patreon supporter. It goes a long way in supporting the channel. And then I'm gone the 29th. I'm flying out the 29th for England for Smurf. So I will be doing a Tuesday stream. This stream will strictly be a pack and chill stream. We're not doing anything intensive because I got to get ready for Smurf. I will try and do a stream at Smurf. I don't know if it'll be the Saturday or the Sunday. I will try and do a stream from Smurf. No guarantees on the time or the quality and the bit rate. I've been told they have good internet there. It's Oxford University. I would hope so. But yeah, so stay tuned for that. There should be a stream while I'm in England. I got to figure out how my phone works over there. I got to figure out phone. Y'all do Bird Day up north? What do you mean Bird Day? Like Thanksgiving? Because if so, we did that last month. I think it's the second Monday of October is Canadian Thanksgiving. It's like usually the first or second week of October is Canadian Thanksgiving. So I just kind of slather that on the bed and then just kind of there we go. The bed is now seasoned. So let's heat that bed up to 60. Let's load some filamente. Actually, it might be loaded already. Oh, I gotta. Phone should roamify as long as enable. It won't have to pay for. Well, that's the thing. I have a business plan on my phone. So like when I go to the States, I pay like, I don't know, $5 a day, I think it is. And my plan carries over. So I have like official roaming on my phone, but I gotta figure out what it is for England because I believe it's different for England for like the rates and whatnot. Okay. You guys want to print something? What are we going to print? What are we going to print? Somebody give me something to print. I need something. Let's fire up Orca Slicer. Do I have an Orca Slicer profile for the V2 on here? Smurf venue should have Wi-Fi. Yeah, the Wi-Fi should be pretty good. I'm not too concerned about the Wi-Fi. Voron. Oh, I gotta add it. Okay. Printer, add a printer. Should get a prepaid SIM. That's the thing. And I gotta figure out, I have a Pixel 6. I think on a Pixel 6 you could swap the SIM card pretty easily. But then if I swap the SIM card, then I don't have my number. Because here in Canada, we don't use like WeChat or anything like that. We just text message. Like, so how I talk to like my wife and my family and everything is just straight text messaging. We don't like using something like WeChat or Signal or any of those like app-based texting. That's not a thing here. Nobody uses it. So yeah. Filament, clear all, add all, confirm. All How do I do this? Why do I got all these different? So standard Voron, okay. Filament. I only got one thing, so bamboo. Okay. Like I only got one spool of filament here. Why you giving? Okay. Add remove filament. Add all. Confirm. Okay. Why won't you let me add all the filament? Why won't you let me add Polymaker? Where's my Polymaker PLA? Oh yeah, whatever. What are we gonna print? What are we gonna print? Howling Wolf. Didn't I do that Howling Wolf already? I think I did that already on a stream. And yes, I found a bag of caramel that I'm totally gonna eat. Also, I gotta buy, whatchamacallit, I gotta buy an adapter. Piggy banks. Ooh. Slab parts. We're gonna do that after we make sure this is up and running. Christmas tree ornament set. Ooh, fancy. Well, I got some nice teal in here. I need to print something with this nice teal. You know what? We'll just do a Christmas tree. You guys want to do? We'll just do a Christmas tree. Trees. Wavy tree. There we go. We'll just do a nice, quick, easy wavy tree print. Download wavy tree. I think this is a vase mode print. Actually, where is that? Where is, oh, there it is, vase mode. Yes, slice plate. Yeah, that'll work as a vase mode print. That'll work. Export. Save that to downloads. That's PLA. Upload and print. There we go. That'll work. Easy peasy. Could just buy a UK power cord that well, they got these Amazon UK adapter. Like I could just buy one of these that's like 15 bucks that has an adapter in it. So because my laptop has its own power brick. I don't have it. My laptop doesn't have USB charging. It needs like an actual, like I need to plug it into the wall. It's got a brick. So I could use that. And then I got a USB-C and a USB-B for charging my phones. So I might just buy like this and that would be enough. Because I'm kind of lucky. At night, at the end of these events, all I really have to charge is my GoPro, which I have right here. All I got to do is charge my GoPro and my phone usually, because the battery or the lab I use lasts the whole event. So usually I only got to charge the two things. UK is 230. Most chargers are fine. Pretty much every charger, like every wall wart charger you can buy. Like even this thing, even this. Well, this takes USB, so that charges via USB. But pretty much every wall wart plug is 230, is good for 110 or 230. Very rarely is there wall like stuff you plug in that's not rated for both. So. Don't charge voltage, or don't change voltage, you have to check your chargers. That outputs, I checked it, it's like 5 volt, 3 amp, which is fine. It's just 5 volt. That's all it needs to do. Phone's 5 volt and the GoPro's 5 volt. There we go. Sorry, Joel was texting me. Yeah, laptop chargers can do both. Yeah, it's a Dell laptop, so I'm not concerned. I wish I had a newer laptop that was USB-C charging, because then I could get one of those, just a single USB-C charger and charge everything. But it's an older laptop. We have 500 people here? How do we have 500 people here? Everyone like the smash button. Unless you're all bots. Are you bots? Put a 1 in chat if you're not a bot. What are some of the most erroneous things you've heard seen in Voron kits? Andrew, it used to be a lot worse. To be honest, the kits have gotten pretty good. You really can't go wrong with most of the Voron kits. Even like the shitty cheap ones like the Seaboard kits are pretty good, let's be honest. I call them shitty cheap as in like just generically shitty cheap. That camera is facing the wrong way. There we go. So you really can't go wrong with a lot of the options now for Voron kits. However, back in the day, there was one kit. It came with, so for those that don't know, this is an MGN9 rail. These are the rails Vorons use, except for now we use a single MGN12 for the X. But there was one kit, and I can't remember which kit. It came with these, and then for the extrusions, they were V-slot. Who here can tell me why you can't use MGN9 on V-slot extrusions? You could use MGN12, but not MGN9. Why can't you use MGN9 on V-slot extrusions, class? They just drop in the gap. Close enough, Humble Deer. Basically, V-slot is slotted. So when you put your extrusion in, it doesn't sit flat. It sits in the slot. Yeah, one of the kits came with that for a bit. They finally fixed it. Wow, this thing is dancing around. Then again, the 0 was probably way off from me fiddling with it by hand. Where are we at? Yeah, oh yeah, we're good. Probing points. Yeah, so that was 0.0003 millimeters. We're correcting. I think we're good. So yeah, so one kit had that. There was one kit that all the wiring was PVC coated. So you know how for a while we recommend silicone wiring, and now we recommend, well, the PTFE wiring. Yeah, one of the kits came with like PVC wiring, which is like the shitty wiring that just normally comes. So there was that. A lot of kits came with the wrong types of bearings, wrong spec of screws. Like basically back in the day, the kits were basically just somebody going down the aisle on AliExpress and throwing whatever the bomb, and they weren't paying too much attention. A lot of wrong like belts that didn't come with Kevlar in it. They were just rubber belts. Like instead of like now we got the nice gates with the reinforced. One kit tried to be fancy, include steel belted belts. Don't do steel reinforced belts. It doesn't work. Is filament coming out of that? Yep, filament's coming out of that. Good. Oh, I gotta. Live adjust Z. Live adjust Z. Up, up. Go up. You are way too close. Way too close. Up. There we go. Save. There we go. But yeah, it was just basically that the early kits were just like all over the place. Now it's a lot better. You will need to live adjust that with tap. Rafa, no. We rebuilt the tool head. And because this has a Revo Micro, it doesn't really like, cause it has like, a locking nut to lock it in position. It may have drifted ever so slightly. Like I might have it in a slightly different position than before. And also I had a ton of glue on this that I cleaned off. So the bed might not be sitting in the same spot. So I had to adjust my Z offset just a little bit. So it happens. We need new input shaper because mass from the hotend. No, that's the same mass. It wouldn't have changed. All we did was change the nozzle and the heater block, so. You're on the big screen, babysitting the printer when it starts. Actually, let me move this camera so we get a better position. There you go. Anchor sent me some really nice filament. It comes in this nice big box, and this box makes a really good holder for the webcam. So. Printing, good old panel do. I love the panel do. I wish more printers used panel do's. I'll be honest, I really like panel do's on my Vorons. Like, this is the only one that has a panel do. The other one's on the CNC over there. But panel do's are nice. Yep, hot end's fixed. What size t-shirt do you usually wear? Large, North American large. Oh, and I replaced the old webcam that was kind of funky. Well, I played around with the webcam. So now I've got an actual, I could see what my printer's doing. So we're gonna do some vase mode Christmas trees in this, which I've got some white chocolate filament loaded in the cocoa press. Clockwork one. No, this has a full-size LGX extruder in there. So it's a full-size LGX. We don't chase grams here. There we go. If the microcore is with the nozzle threads into the last one backed out for some unknown reason, I'm sure I trust the threads with the new nozzle might be a good idea to replace that. On the heatsink, nah. I don't know why it would walk out. That's the only thing. I can't figure out how it walked. The only thing I could think of is it walking out was potentially if whatever I was printing warped up, and as it was doing like an outer layer, it like caught the nozzle and like spun it as it was like doing a print. If like the print was warping up and if it was catching the nozzle, and as it was like going around the outer wall of the print, it was catching as the print warped up and like unspun the nozzle, because it took the sock off and the sock's kind of grippy. That's really like the only thing I could think of that would cause the nozzle to unscrew, because the thing is, it takes a bit of force. Remember, you have a spring pushing the whole assembly. So when you tighten everything up on a Revo, there's tension holding everything in place. Like, you physically have to grab the nozzle and forcibly turn it to undo a Revo. It just doesn't come undone in normal operation. Yeah, like which one has a Revo? This has a Revo in it. That's tight. What else has a Revo? This has a Revo in it. Or actually, no, that has a Revo in it. One second here. That's tight. Like, what else has a Revo in it? No, that doesn't. This has a Revo in it. Revo high temp, but it's got a Revo in it. That's tight. Yeah, like they're all tight. So I just don't know how it managed to loosen itself. It just decided to. Curls up nozzle bump to it can actually bend very easily. I've bent one before, and I've bent one, I've snapped one, and this is the second time I've broken one. Now, granted, that's in over 2 years of using Revos on a half dozen machines. 3 nozzles in 2 years on a half dozen machines, I'll take it. Especially considering, you know, trial and error and whatnot. So, I shall bring it to E3D when I go to England and see if I can do an in-person exchange. Like, hey, I'm gonna see if I can fix the heater block though, because I got the sock. I was just gonna heat the heater block up and see if I can melt it out, but it's through the middle, so I may just acetone bath it. I might just dip the whole thing in acetone and hopefully dissolve it out, because the plastic that's here is carburized. So for those that don't know, if you overcook filament, it turns into carbon basically. It becomes really like brittle. So See if I can not lose that. Yeah. So yeah, that's carbonized. Came off really clean though. But yeah, I'm gonna have to acetone soak it hopefully and save it. I'm hoping I could save it. It's a 60 watt heater. Where in England are they? They're in acetone. Well, I'm just gonna dip it in just a bit. Like I'm just gonna hang it in so it's like just enough. We'll see. Can't drill it out. I'd rather not risk it because the problem is if you screw up the ID through the heater block, it becomes useless. You have to have a pretty good ID. Okay, so apparently this is a vase mode print. Oh, that's gonna be fun. Okay, maybe I should have did more base layers. Well, we'll see how this goes. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Well, hopefully it'll sort itself out. Interesting, yeah. So, okay, so maybe this wasn't a vase mode print. I thought this was a vase mode print. I mean, to be honest, it's starting to get there. Send it. I don't know, why not? I have 1,000 people here somehow on a Friday. I'm not doing anything. What are y'all doing today? Did everyone have the day off work or something? Is it a holiday? Well, the little guy had a PA day today, so he didn't have school. We have no live. I am working. I love how working is a thing. We aren't doing anything either. Okay. I mean, I'm not shaming you. Glad you're here. Make sure you like the smash button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing to the channel. Your name will pop up in the bottom of the screen if you subscribe, and it's really cool. And if you want to help support the channel, the content I create, or the things I do, consider becoming a member of the channel, Patreon supporter. Gifting memberships to others is another great way, because next week is the monthly members only live stream, where only people who are super cool members of the channel and YouTube supporters can hang out. Or you just luck out and somebody gifts one to you. So. Building a torsion box base for my router sled to mill down a 50-pound block of walnut. That sounds like fun. Drinking whiskey, 9 p.m. already, jeez. I mean, this is saving itself. This is pretty cool. It actually managed to like somewhat save itself. Like here, look. Like it's starting to pull itself together. Still only 270 likes. Hey, if you like the smash button, I've got some caramel candy here for you. Now, granted, I'm not going to bring it to you. I'm not going to ship it to you. I'm not going to mail it to you. But if you like the smash button, I will mentally project the taste of this awesome caramel to you somehow or something. I don't know. Just like the smash button. I mean, let's be honest. What's really confusing is we got 500 people here, yet only 350 of you entered to win a free spool of Polymaker filament. Can I bring it to Smurf? Maybe. I'm flying. I don't know what the rules are. I don't know what the rules for bringing food into the UK is. I mean, I got a fridge over there full of printed chocolate. Processed food and packaging should be fine. Yeah, that's true. So this is now Revo high flow. So I do have high flow in here. Elf gifted 5 community memberships. Cheers, appreciate it. And MacBoy gifted 10 community memberships. Cheers, appreciate it. YouTube may have just messed up. What did YouTube do? I mean, YouTube hasn't been doing great lately in terms of like some of the stuff they've done, but I can't complain. I mean, I can't. It's my job. I'll get fired. There you go. So 15 people get to hang out on the member stream next Thursday. So. This tool head use tap. Yep, this tool head has tap in it. It's got tap. It's got custom machined AB motor mounts. Otherwise, it's mostly stock. Mostly stock. Sweet. Okay. Who is this person? They did the thing. Okay. I'm just gonna say this because as a YouTuber, I get this a lot, and I know some people, like people who do this don't mean unwell, but if you're gonna message somebody, either to talk to them, ask for help or something, don't just go, "Hey, I heard you can help me," or just "Hey," or "I have a question." Actually, like, "Hey, I heard you can help me. This is my problem. Hey, I've got a suggestion. It's this. Hey," like, don't just go, "Hey." Don't just randomly message somebody and just go, "Hey." Put the actual question in the opening, so that way I have something to respond to and with, instead of, "Hey," like we're wasting time here. Like, I mean, people don't mean it in an unwell vein. Like, I think it's people like they don't want to sound rude, but don't just go, "Hey, I heard you can help me." You're like, "Hey, I heard you can help me. Here's my problem." And then put the problem down so I can help you. Ah. Sorry, it's a pet peeve of mine. And anyone here who's a content creator or in a similar influencer type position, Steve knows what I'm talking about. Yep, Steve knows what I'm talking about. Yeah. Yeah. Link something about it in Discord. No hello. Yeah. Just, yeah, this. Like this. Just, "Hey, what time?" Yeah, see, this is how you do that. This is how you do it. Don't ask to ask. Yep. What's that move? What is it? Good, the bad, and the ugly. If you're going to shoot, shoot. Don't talk. Just shoot. I may be able to. There we go. If you're gonna slide in my if you're gonna slide into my DM, shoot your shot. What are we doing today? We fixed the hot end, which took a lot less time than I thought, because it turns out it was actually all I had to do was unscrew the broken nozzle, screw in a new thing, and plug in a new thing. And then we fixed the camera, which again I thought would require more, and all I did was just mount it in a slightly different position, and now it's working. So I had two things that I wanted to fix that I thought would take a lot longer, and they didn't. So now we're printing a Christmas tree in vase mode. And then I'm going to print some chocolate after the stream ends. I'm going to print a Christmas tree in chocolate, because I've got like a ton of stuff. And then also, how can I word this in a way that those that know what I'm talking about will know, but the little kiddies won't? Let's see here. Because some people were asking last stream about this. So I've got these. Okay, here, where's the failed ones? There's the failed ones. We'll use the failed ones. Okay. So these are my homemade caramel bars. Okay. So these right here are my homemade caramel. These are the failed ones. I ran out of chocolate and it didn't do the top layer. But basically I printed a cube. I actually, let me pull up. So what I do is I have these, okay? So that. So I'm gonna put this down there. So 3D models. So I made this. This is my CAD skills. I fired up Fusion 360 to make this. And what you do is you print this with no infill, okay? And what you do is you pause it right about here and you fill it with whatever you want to fill it with. So, there was some questions last stream, or not last stream, one of the chocolate streams, where somebody was asking about chocolate with a certain additive that's legal in some areas and not other areas. So using this method, you could put caramel, or the caramel filling, which these have, and then if you wanted to add some sort of concentrated oil of something along with the caramel and then resume the print, you can do that. Yeah, liquor. We'll go with liquor. So if you want to add something, and then you would hit resume and then finish the print. These are just caramel for reference. These were the failed ones from the first batch. They're just chocolate and caramel. But for those asking about the additives, they do work. So if you are one of those that were asking about that use case for your cocoa press, that is a viable thing. I'm in Colorado, I don't get your drift. And then what you also do is you get your Himalayan pink salt and you crack it on top, and then use a warm spoon and you melt it in on the top layer. Delicious. So I'm gonna get 2 videos out of the cocoa press. There's gonna be one video where I just talk about the cocoa press and show off some generic prints on it, which here, I'll show you the rows. And then I might do another video where I just mess around with it. So I printed this rose. This used up a whole thing, but this, or just do this. So this is a vase mode print. This is all chocolate. One single piece of chocolate. Vase mode. Back in the fridge. I've got chocolate bombs, I've got coconut filled chocolate, I've got calibration cubes in chocolate. I've got so much chocolate in that fridge right now. Is that Costco? Batch had rocks in it. I mean, I've eaten grub screws. So also I'm in Canada. So when it comes to like batches and whatnot, usually Canada, we like, I don't know. I don't see any rocks in here. Yeah, fill it with caramel. I just ate ones filled with caramel that were just caramel. But yeah, so for those that were going back to those asking about that potential scenario with the cocoa press, oh, and Josh became a member. Cheers, Josh. Yes, I can confirm through a friend that it works. Does it need a special chocolate? No, but yes. They sell a specifically formulated chocolate that comes in the cartridges. Let me grab one. Yeah. Okay. So Cocoa Press sells the chocolate. They come in these pre-shaped tubes that fit in the extruder. I think they're 65 grams. I don't know where my scale's at. I believe they're 65 grams. Yeah, 69 grams. Nice. But you don't have to use this chocolate. Technically, anything that you could fit in that tube, you can extrude. You could try peanut butter. I'm not going to because I don't want to contaminate my machine in case somebody who is allergic to peanuts ever gets close to it. So I'd rather not risk contaminating my machine with peanut butter. But you can use any chocolate you want. However, you're gonna have very mixed results. The chocolate that Cocoa Press sells is specifically formulated and made for them specifically for 3D printing use. It's got a lot of, I believe it's palm oil is what they found works really good to allow it to print quite well and keep its consistency. And also, because remember, there are things you could do to make the chocolate print better, but then the chocolate might not taste as good. And at the end of the day, the chocolate has to taste good. Otherwise, why bother printing it, right? So there's that. You can obviously go to the store and get like baking chocolate, melt it, put it in the tube, let it re-solidify, and then go through the actual extrusion process and do it that way. You have to temper the chocolate too, I believe. Palm oil sucks in chocolate. I know there's a whole hubbub about palm oil from what I'm aware, but the thing is they found that that's what works. They tried believe me, they tried a ton of recipes, but they found that the specific formula they're using now is what works. So yeah, I believe it's palm oil. So yeah, you can experiment. You can always experiment. I kind of kicking myself. I should have bought 2 tubes. So I would have one tube that I could have no problem like contaminating, and then one that I would keep like clean. And they're dishwasher safe, so I'm gonna just run it through the dishwasher anyways. Palm oil hurts my stomach and causes exit issues per se. It depends how much you eat. Like I've been munching on chocolate and I haven't noticed any issues. So it's good. I'll say that. But yeah, this was a quick little thing I catted up, and this is like my generic. And then I also have this one, which is a longer one. That same thing I printed hollow. This one I filled with coconut. So I filled that with coconut. So used as a cheap substitute for cocoa butter, but it works. In this case, they're not using it because, like, looking at the price, they're not being cheap. They're using it because they found that that's what works for this kind of issue. Like, remember, it's not just chocolate that you're eating, it's chocolate you have to print with. And that adds a whole bunch of stuff to it. I still got the chocolate. Oh man, I've got too much munching candy out here. I gotta be careful. What time is it anyways? 4:06. Okay, we got 55 minutes left on the stream. What temperature does it run at? Depending on the chocolate, anywhere from 32 degrees Celsius to like 35 Celsius. It doesn't use a lot of heat. It doesn't pump out a lot of heat. Yeah, it's a chocolate printer. Like, I'm gonna be talking about that in the review because like the Benchy. Let me grab the Benchy. Let me grab the Benchy. Where is the Benchy? There's the Benchy. So I actually ended up printing a better Benchy, but it didn't fully print, so I ate it. And I don't know where it went. Where did it go? Did I eat it? Oh, I did eat it. Shit. Dang it, I was hoping to keep it. So this is a chocolate Benchy. I actually printed one that was a little bit better because I dropped the temperature 1 degree. But the problem is, yes, the overhangs kind of suck and the smokestack is melted, but it's chocolate. You are limited to the material, and the material is food. You can only do so much with it. Like, it's more so, it's not like 3D printing like this, where it's like, okay, I can adjust my settings, or I can do these and I can do that. It's chocolate. So like, if you're trying to print something with big overhangs, it's not gonna happen. If you're trying to print something with like, you know, a lot of little, you're trying to print an Eiffel Tower out of chocolate, it's not gonna happen. It's chocolate. Does it float? I don't know. I do have some hot cocoa bombs too. I did make some hot cocoa bombs and they are good. I haven't eaten an actual, like, I have a few failures that I've eaten. I haven't eaten any of the proper stuff. Everything I've eaten so far has been a failure. So. And then I did find, I haven't used the white chocolate yet, but the dark chocolate prints the best. The milk chocolate, I like the taste of a little bit more, but it's not like night and day between the milk and the dark, I found. But the dark chocolate prints the best, I found. Realistic expectations, how dare you? Yeah, you know what's funny? That benchy is still a 30-minute benchy. It can still do a 30-minute benchy on that machine. Now, granted, it's at 0.5 layer height with a 0.8 nozzle, but it could still do a 30-minute benchy. We're printing a vase mode Christmas tree. Why? Because I had to print something. So. Also, it's like, here, let me bump the speeds up, because we actually, this is a high flow Revo. So we are sitting at 7.9 millimeters cubed a second flow. So let's go up to 150% speed. Let's go 150% speed. Yeah, so now we're up to 11 millimeters cubed a second flow maxing. Yeah, it's capping out at 11.8 millimeters cubed. We'll go this for a bit, then we'll bump up to 200. Checking the price, it looks like it's about $76 per kilo of chocolate from Cocoa Press. Yeah, it is not cheap chocolate. They have to, remember, they have to go through all the process to get it into the final shape too. And it's custom chocolate. It's custom low volume production chocolate. Like, it is what it is. Do you want to go through the process of melting down, homemade chocolate and trying to find a recipe that works? You can. Nothing's stopping you. And I'm sure people that there will be folks that are getting these machines to do volume orders of stuff, like people who work in bake shops and whatnot, that probably are looking into sourcing their own chocolate. But at least you always have that fallback of what you know works. So. Any thoughts on Bamboo's filament? The only Bamboo filament I've ever used is the sample stuff that came with the machines, and it was okay. Like, I wouldn't say it's the best filament in the world, but it's okay filament. If it's a good price, it's a good price. I'm sure it's not bad. Yeah, that's the other thing with the Cocoa Press. It's also a chocolate printer. All it does is print chocolate, so you kind of have to know what you're getting into when you buy it. They help bakeries dial in their own recipes. Yeah, I'm like, let's be honest. LA could have done so much more to make Cocoa Press a commercialized entity. Like, the fact that it just uses off-the-shelf Prusa slicer, running with commercial off-the-shelf hardware, and like, it's not proprietary AF and it's not locked down to hell. Like, any other company, you would be paying a monthly sub to use this machine. Think about it. Any other company that would put out a commercial chocolate printer in this price range would have everything where it's like, oh, you want to use our slicer? You got to buy the slicer. It's also a monthly subscription. And then, oh, you want to use new chocolates? Well, it's $10 per profile. Like, think about it. You know companies would do that. So the fact that it's all just generic open source, whatever, it's running Marlin. Here's the source code. Have fun. Does Calvin like the chocolate? He does. Calvin does like the chocolate. Does he know where the chocolate is? He does, and he knows not to touch it because he knows it's better when it's printed. Okay, so we're having a little, it looks like the cooling's not able to keep up at 150% speed. So let's bump it down to 125. We're getting it. You can see that sharp corner ain't as sharp. Oh, it's chocolate. I'm getting hungry too. You know what I had for breakfast today? I went, where did we go? I can't remember. Went to like a bakery yesterday. I got some cheddar cheese bread. So like bread with cheddar in it, like cheesy bread. I got cheesy bread. I got some cheddar cheese bread, and I cut that up into slices and I toasted that, and then I pan fried some maple smoked ham. So I had some toasted with butter cheesy bread and some fried ham, maple ham for breakfast. And that's all I've had today. And it was good. It was good. What's the benefit of Cleese, BFI, and BZIs? Beefcake. I used them on the Tallboy rebuild, which again, I'm still waiting on the parts from Big Tree Tech, so I can finish building it. I haven't showed up yet. I'm waiting on the CAN bus tool head, basically. I got a controller I could put in it, but I'm waiting on the CAN bus tool head. But yeah, they're just beefier. They're beefier. I like the front idlers. I will say, use the front idlers. The upper Z idlers, whatever. I do like the way they're beefier. They should last longer. Then again, I've never had any issues with the stock ones. I mean, technically, you want to be technical? Those are 2.3 idlers. 2.3. So, yeah. Yeah. But yeah, the BFIs, the beefy front idlers, are a lot easier to belt up. They're a lot more narrower, and I actually like the design of them more than the stock ones. So at least the front idlers I'd go with. You do need pins. You do need some pins for them. But yeah. Also, I'm like out of gamer subs. I gotta buy more gamer subs, which sucks. Shipping them to Canada sucks. Any other mods you recommend? For a stock build, honestly, unless you want to go with like the G5 EC, for like the bearings for like the Z idlers or the Z pivot points or whatever. But I've never really bothered with that mod. Tap. Like if I had to build a Voron, if somebody came up to me like, hey, I'm throwing money at you, build me a Voron. LDO kit with the beefy front idlers, tap, and CAN bus. That's what I would do. Revo high flow. That's what I would do with Galileo 2. That's personally what I would do. Galileo 2, beefy front idlers, tap, CAN bus tool head. That's about it. That's about it. You can Cleese one on the llama. I did Cleese ones because I asked because literally I went on the because I'm on the Voron team, so we have our own channels on the Discord, obviously. And I'm like, hey guys, what are those beefy front idlers? And Clee linked me his, so I used Cleese. That's pretty much how I decided to use Cleese. And high flows thing. Yeah. I mean, it's funny because every now and then a company announces something and I get like 2 or 3 people that like rush to tell me, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm totally surprised. Who would have thought that was coming? It's like the FL Sun has 2 new Deltas coming out, and I had 2 people today because I guess the pictures leaked, or I don't know if FL Sun announced it or if somebody leaked the an influencer leaked their package. So I don't know how those go up there. But they're like, hey, this is what it looks like. Is this cool? I'm like, I knew what those looked like last week. Cool though. Yeah, thank you for sharing. But E3 to replace the broken one with. Oh yeah, I'm bringing this. I got to remember to pack this. I got to remember now to pack this. I'm gonna bring it with me to England. Shipping. Actually, the gamers. Oh man, that sucked. Gamer subs. I actually like no joke. I actually do like the taste of gamer subs, and considering I don't drink pop anymore, or at least I have 1 Coke Zero a day, but I still need to like drink something with caffeine. So I've been drinking gamer subs. The problem is it's $40 for the serving, but then you got to ship it to Canada, and I end up getting dinged half the time by freaking customs. So. Get a soda stream and put gamer subs in it. I don't know how that would work. And I'm not gonna buy a soda stream. Like honestly, I just mix it in the cup with the bountiful anime women on it, and then that's I'm okay with that. I'm okay without the fizz. I just got input shaping with the help of your video. You said more aggressive algorithm would destroy sharp corners. Should I ignore 2-hump EI recommendation, go with MZV? If it is recommending 2-hump EI, you may need to play around with belt tension and make sure everything is solid up. If your printer is built well, you really shouldn't be seeing 2-hump EI be recommended. There's some guides, I don't know exactly where. If you go on the Voron Discord, I'm sure they're pinned somewhere. There's some guides for tuning your, like, making sure your printer is well for input shaper. Alright, camera set, do the knock fizz out. I don't know, cup of culture. I don't know, it's the Pay Money Wubby cup. It's the brand risk cup. So that's I got this, and I got like a generic Gamer Subs cup. So this one I have to be tactical when I hold it, because I think it's YouTube safe. It should be, but it doesn't leave much to the imagination. I will say that. Okay, now I'm gonna eat another piece of caramel. Coke has caffeine. Yep. That's why Coke Zero is like, usually like the Diet Cokes have more caffeine because they have to make up for the no sugar. Explain input shapers in depth. Do you know where I could find the info? Basically what input shaper does is it measures the vibrations of the machine, and it learns to avoid where it's worse. PF Dennis gifted 5 community memberships. Cheers. Appreciate it. So basically, it does like a whole thing where it goes, and you get this fancy graph. Okay. So here's the input shaper off the Ultimaker. So you see, this is your power spectral density and your frequency. So you can see here around, what is this? 50.6 hertz. It's where it's the worst. So it avoids doing moves that would generate that frequency. I get it. That part was the different shapers do. Oh, okay. So C, you got ZV, MZV, EI, 2-hump EI, 3-hump EI, etc. They're basically, think of them kind of like sorting algorithms where, you know, you're going into a turn, and depending on the input shaper you choose is how sharp you turn the wheel. Okay, I don't know if this works as a good example, but think of it this way: as you're going into a turn, the input shaper type you pick, okay, ZV, MZV, EI, 2-hump EI, 3-hump EI, determines how fast you turn that wheel. Now, you get that number based on your printer. So the better built your printer is like having a better built car. So if your car is built like a 99 Honda Civic, if you want to keep those high speeds, you're going to have to use something like 2 or 3-hump EI. So when you get to that turn, you can't do a nice crisp ZV turn. You got to do a 3-hump EI turn where it's like, so when you get to that turn, instead of a nice crisp turn, you kind of have to around the bend, okay? Whereas you built your car, you built your printer real good. It's a really good built printer, right? So it's a Formula 1 car. So you're running ZV or MZV. So when you get to that turn, you can just go, and you get the nice. You still get a nice short. You're still turning, so you're still gonna round that corner a bit, but it's a really sharp turn, so you don't see it too much. So think of it that way. Think of, if you're confused about what these different versions of input shaper, it's basically when you get to the turn, how quickly you can turn the wheel, okay? So the more aggressive the input shaper, you turn slower, so you can keep those speeds, so you can keep the high speeds, but you're gonna round that corner because you're not turning that sharp. So there you go. Still drinking G Fuel? I don't drink lead. I think I still have like a little bit of a tub of G Fuel somewhere. So it's a different approach to modifying acceleration. I'm super nerd. I'm digging. Think of it this way, Matt. You want to print fast, so you increase your speed, okay? So now you increase your speed, but it takes time to get to that speed. So if you're printing something small, printing at 300 millimeters a second, don't do anything if your accelerations are slow. So you bump your accelerations up. Well, when you bump your accelerations up, you get ghosting. So you can always bump your accelerations up higher and higher and higher, but then you get ghosting. Well, to combat ghosting, you add input shaper. So input shaper solves the ghosting issue to an extent. You can still get ghosting with input shaper, but it allows you to accelerate to higher numbers before you get ghosting becomes an effect. So either the way I say it is, input shaper allows you to print at the same speed with higher quality, or at the same quality at higher speed. Okay, that's kind of how I justify input shaper. So either you can print the same thing that you currently print, but it'll look better, or you can print things that look as good as they do now, but faster. And then there's like a scale in between, right? So you can do like a little bit faster and look a little bit better kind of thing, right? There's like, it's a sliding scale. But the thing is, input shaper isn't perfect, because the more aggressive, the harder you run an input shaper, the more aggressive of a flavor of input shaper you put in, the more it rounds corners. So, because there's like a huge hubbub, there wasn't a huge hubbub. I seen people that were complaining, or not complaining, but they were trying to make it a thing on like Twitter and other things where it's like, input shaper is horrible because it rounds corners. It's like, no, you're not using it right. If you're rounding your corners with input shaper, you're using it wrong. You're either, your printer's built like shit, you're running an acrylic ANET A8, okay? Or you're giving it too much of an aggressive input shaper. It's not a silver bullet. It's not a magic bullet. Input shaper doesn't solve all your problems. It just allows you to print better or print faster to an extent. It's just another tool you have access to, so. Well, I had like 3 or 4 people. Apparently, I don't hide my full name. If you want to, I have a LinkedIn page. Apparently, that the calendar I pulled up earlier in stream, I had my name on it. What do you do? But it's nice of you for like the 5 people that reached out to let me know. This is how you do it. If a YouTuber doxes themselves or puts something on screen that they shouldn't have on screen, don't put it in chat. Reach out to them privately. Because if you go, oh my God, everyone in chat goes, where? So yeah, so that's how you do it. I mean, my last name was on the Smurf page for like a couple days, so I don't really hide my last name. I just don't use it in a YouTube setting because it doesn't really affect anything, so you don't need to know it. How much of a difference is it when you mount your AD? You want to have the most accurate reading as possible. So like, you know, the best way you can use it is this guy. This input shaper board literally mounts to your nozzle. You take your Revo out and you literally screw it in and sandwich it between the heater block, and obviously you take this out before you print, but you literally mount this to your nozzle, because the closer your accelerometer is to the actual point where you are printing, the more accurate it can be. Now granted, you can't always do that. So, you know, back before there was like an official mount for the Stealth Burner, I would take out like this screw and mount it right here, or mount it somewhere else on the tool head. You want to mount it on the tool head as close to the nozzle as possible and as rigid as possible. So what that means is, if you can't mount it on the nozzle, don't just glue it on with double-sided tape next to the nozzle. Find the closest rigid point you can mount it. If it's not rigid and it's like, you know, you didn't tighten the screw all the way, or it's held on with double-sided tape and it's kind of floppy, or using a heavy USB cable and it's floppy, the more bad data you feed it, the worse result you're going to get. Taylor McVoron face. Yep, we'll go with that. Have I checked out the FlashForge 5M Pro? Not really. I don't really buy printers unless, like, I bought a Mark IV I bought the Cocoa Press, and I bought the Ultimaker, and that's it for printer buying this year. So something like a Flashforge I'm not going to buy. If they reach out, I'll take a look at it, but otherwise, Flashforge has always been like what? They're like a prosumer. Although, actually, no, I do have one of their machines. I have an Aries, or actually, I had an Aries. I gave it away. My last name is actually, yeah, surprise, my last name's Swift. That's why we somehow have 500 people here. Y'all realize my name's Taylor Swift. So we got all the Swifties are here. Slay Queen, or I don't know. What does Taylor Swift say to her groupies? I don't know. All I know is that Meat Canyon video got a lot of people angry. It was a funny video though. I'm trying to buy an LDO Voron kit. I need to find one on sale on Black Friday. Good luck. LDO doesn't sell directly. So LDO only sells to resellers, so you would have to find one of the resellers that are doing a sale. Because LDO doesn't sell directly. I'm much cuter than her, apparently. Okay, I'll take it. She doesn't have this glorious beard. Yeah, it's working again. Congrats on the recent billionaire status. Yeah, I know. Thank you. The under table deal with the NFL really helped. Yeah, I bet Taylor Swift doesn't even have a Voron. Exactly, she doesn't even have a Voron. How do you live without having a Voron? Like, seriously. I should probably clean up this now. Now that this is like all open, I should probably clean this up. This is so old. I have like the way some of this wiring is done. Like, this is ancient. This machine is so old. Like, I still have wires in here that I stole from work. Or borrowed, sorry, borrowed. Have you seen the King Rune had posted an article on loading Clipper on the KP3 using an Orange Pi 02? Doesn't it already come with Clipper? Like the KP3S. Cool. I mean, I put Clipper on it using a Pi 02 or something. Like, George, you don't need to apologize for getting late. Just make sure you like the smash button, enter for your chance to win some filament, and carry on. What do you like about the Galileo 2 extruder versus Clockwork 2? It goes to, I like the tensioning on it, and I like how it goes together. I haven't actually used the Galileo 2 in function yet, because again, I'm waiting on parts. But mechanically, I like putting it together. Also, we've kind of, like, I love how we all went towards using dual feed on extruders, and now we're moving back away from dual feed because it has issues. Well, it doesn't have issues. It can inject a variable that can cause some extrusion issues that, because printers have gotten so much better than they used to be, now shows up in prints. Any chance you can hint towards an approximate date when Urkva 2 would be released? Is that a thing that's being worked on? I have no idea. Also, I don't leak stuff on this channel, so even if I knew, I wouldn't say. Thomas! CZ Funny Money is $50. Cheers. Hi, don't pronounce my name, please. I'm Slavic. Tomas. Thomas. You're Thomas. Close enough. Do you reckon a classic Noctua 4010 fan is enough to cool a Revo 6? There are minimal... Okay, you might be able to get by. I wouldn't recommend it though. I mean, if you already have it on hand, try it. Worst comes to worst, it doesn't work. Simple as that. I know Revos don't require a lot of cooling, especially if you're printing PLA in an open air environment. You could probably get by. The problem is, you're probably gonna run into a wall pretty quick if you start bumping your temps up. I wouldn't risk it. I wouldn't go out of my way to buy a Noctua for that. Like, is noise that much of a concern for you? So. Linus R, member for 28 months. I can't believe how quick that's catching up. But this was announced. So this is the actual schedule for Smurf. So Smurf is 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, in England. So this is the schedule. So I think it opens at 10, but at 10:30 to 10:45, we got a little welcome to Smurf. So Max has this little talk here from 10:50 to 11:20, and it's called From the Ashes. I don't know what this is about. I mean, I do know, but I don't know what this is about. So that'll be cool. Tony Locke from Duet is going to talk about multi-axis 3D printing. Harvey and Arif is going to talk about 10. Cool. Adrian Boer, look, a bandwagon. AI and 3D printing. Sam Prentice is going to be doing robot stuff. Sanjay is a youngster. Meet their Smurf stars. And Joel is going to be doing, with Grant is good. Joel and Grant are going to be doing the auction. Now, speaking of the auction, they have something at the auction here. Now, I also totally do not know what this item is at the auction. If I can find the link to it. Shoot, where is it? It's not an auction. Is this it? There we go. So, there's been another bit on it. So there's this. It's a Voron redacted prototype serial number 1. One-of-a-kind prototype of upcoming release from Voron Design. Since the first of its kind, it's serial number 1, featuring prototype controller from Big Tree Tech, steppers and linear motion components from LDO, custom machine parts from, guess what, Modelo Rosework, built and tuned by Doc. We guarantee you will not want to miss out on this chance on owning this. Kindly donated by the Voron design team. So, for all you saying V24, no. What else is there? This one's really cool. This is from Brandon Builds. So he went and built a custom, basically a complete printer from scratch, basically. I think it's just a motion platform, so you got to put your own tool head on it. Is that what Vector was working on? Oh, heck yeah. That's a Darwin. That is a Darwin. With Revos. Oh, heck yeah. Okay, that's cool. That is cool. So he built a Darwin, which is like, this is like the original 3D printer. For those that don't know, this is like the original, but it's running Clipper. Oh, heck yeah. We got some Protopasta gift cards, some models, printers. More people are bidding on, that's got a bid. No, it's got 2 bids. Okay. Like, there's more people. This, I would bid on this, but I can't. I can't because it's UK only. I'm so peeved about that. Can you post the auction link? Here, I'll post the auction link. There's the auction link. So that's for Smurf. So I even have a link to the live stream where they loaded one with Clipper. Loaded what? We put Clipper on a KP3S on my channel a while ago. So yeah. So yeah, a lot of good things. A lot of good things. I don't know what that Voron is though. The Voron Redacted, built by Doc. Which means it's serial number 1. For those that don't know, the actual original is 0. Like Voron serials start at 0, and usually it's Max who hangs on to 0. So. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. So I guess Joel's doing the auction for that with Grant. I wanted to do the auction. Joe Prusa is the top bidder for, is he the top bidder for that? Does it say who the bidder is? Highest bidder, Joe Prusa. Joe! Actually, I have to turn my overlays back on. Joe! Is this how Prusa does their R&D now? Is this how Prusa does their R&D? Turner. Who's the top bid for this? Bill Steele. Of course it's Bill. William Steele. Oh wait, that's Doc. Moby Andrews, there we go. Voron kit. Oh, nobody's bid on this. Oh, there you go. There you go, 200 pounds. KB3D Voron kit for 200 pounds. What about the Seabor one that's all pimped out? Oh, that one's 300 pounds. That's a good value. I mean, this is actually a good value. I think. I don't know. How many pounds are... I gotta do some math here. British pounds to American Yankee dollars. Okay, so if it's 300 British pounds, that's $379 US. It's actually not bad. It's not bad. Yeah, that's how apparently now this is how they do their hey, let's be honest, at least this doesn't say Bamboo Labs. You don't need to pay for that, it's free. What are we at right now time-wise? 4:40, okay. Did chat freeze? Y'all still here? Everyone put a 1 in chat if you're still here. I think my chat froze. Okay, it did freeze. Yeah, chat is frozen. Oh. Okay. Yeah, it's frozen. I'm seeing all the 1s on the overlay. Oh God. Ah! Okay, it just refreshed. I'm like, I can see you on the screen, but you're not showing up on the chat. And then all of a sudden it pops up. It's like, yeah, okay, chat froze for a second there. What do I think about full metal mode for Voron? A waste. If you're gonna put metal parts on a Voron, your idlers and like the Z motor mounts and maybe the AB motor mounts, everywhere else it's not really needed. Like, think about it this way. Vorons are designed with 3D printed parts in mind, and they work just fine with 3D printed parts. So technically you really don't get, like, I've got Tallboys built with carbon fiber parts for the gantry. Yeah, they're lighter, but they don't really move that much. Like, yeah, you can do it. I'm not gonna say it's a bad idea. I just don't think the additional cost that you have to pay for a full metal kit of parts is not worth it. Because really there's like only like, okay, I could see metal front idlers, maybe metal motor mounts for like your Z and your AB. But that's really about it. Like the parts are already, like, they're beefy. The printed parts are designed in a way where they meet all the requirements of the forces they're under. So, yeah. And Doggo is outside that door barking, but I can't let him in because I've got a pile of cardboard boxes in front of it I gotta clean up. Good to keep the frame. Yeah, keep the frame metal. I'm hoping this might finish before we could, yeah. How much time is left on this? 8 minutes. When this print finishes, we're gonna do the giveaway so I can make dinner because I got stuff to do tonight. What about tap, CNC or print? I will say the metal tap kit that I used in Tallboy, which again is not online yet, but the metal tap kit that I used on Tallboy, which I got, I can't remember, I go to the stream where I did it, I have it linked there. That kit I liked. There's the Chaotic Lab one, I don't like it as much. I have one of the newer ones that they did that fixed the issue the first batch did. But I like the one that, it's the Vitelli one? I think it's the Vitelli one. That one I prefer, if you're gonna do a CNC tap. But this one has a printed tap and it works just fine. Like, if, just print the one, like, just do the stock one. It works just fine. They have a V2 now. Yeah, I haven't used the V2. I haven't used any of it. They sent me one of the original ones that had the issue, so I never used it. And then I've just never really looked into it.
What's my favorite ABS brand? Polymaker filament. Link in the video description if you want to check some of it out. Or you can win a spool. Enter the giveaway. I use Polymaker a lot. They make good filament, good colors. Other filaments that I like, the Prusament stuff's pretty good. I don't really buy it too much because of the shipping costs, but if I get my hands on it, I use it because it's good stuff. Jesse filament is pretty good, although they don't make ABS. I'm in Canada, so I use some Sparta 3D every now and then. They have good colors as well, and they're in Canada. There is a local manufacturer to me. I can't remember their name. Who is it? They're local to me. I can't remember. Anyways, they sell filament. They use MG94 resin for their base for the filament, and they sell it in Replatech. That's right, it's Replatech. And they sell filaments in by the meter. So their spool is a 600 meter spool, not a kilogram spool. So it works out to like 1.4 kilograms per spool. So I actually really like it. And it's MG94 resin, which is really good ABS filament. But I don't think they're making any right now. I don't know how they're doing. But they're local to me. So I literally like drove to their shop and just grabbed it. Does anyone know who Polymaker's official I don't know if they have an official EU reseller. I think they just sell through their site or Amazon. Have I tried Matter 3D? I have not. There's a few other ones that I've tried every now and then, but like those are like my go-tos. Right now, my main go-to is Polymaker. Yeah. I wish more would sell by the length. Yeah, I actually, the Replatech spools, which I don't think I have one out here. Polymaker, that's Prusament. Yeah, I don't have a Replatech spool out here. I really like it. The spools are a little bit bigger than a standard spool. They're a standard spool like OD. They're just, instead of being like this wide, they're just wider. But they hold 600 meters of filament. So technically, it doesn't matter what filament you buy, you get 600 meters of filament, which makes sense because, you know, certain filaments are more dense than others. So if you're printing a really dense filament, you don't get a lot of prints out of it compared to that. So if you're judging, you know, how many prints I can get out of something based on weight, it's not the best way to do it. It's a volume thing. But yeah, plus it's also over a kilogram, so it's good for helmets, because most helmets are like a little over a kilogram, I found. Can you use carbon infused ABS or ASA for printer parts? Why carbon infused? Like, are you talking like carbon fiber? You can. People have. I mean, this print came out pretty good considering it literally didn't print with a base. I haven't heard back from Muppet guys in a few months. They run a print farm to keep the business up. Last I heard, but they haven't been there any time I've driven by in the last few months. Okay, yeah. Usually, like if I drive by on the weekend, because I don't want to dox them. Their place is by a highway, and I drive by it, so I would just look over and I'd see if the owner's car's there or not. And it's been a bit. Darren, no need to shout. When printing ABS and going back to PLA, do you purge the ABS out at ABS temps? No. There's usually the amount of filament there. I print my PLA hot. I print PLA at anywhere from 210 to 220 usually. So that's hot enough to allow the ABS to purge out. So I usually don't bother with the purge. Like it gets purged out in my starting script, so I usually don't worry about it too much. I mean, you can. If you want to, you can. Like, nothing's stopping you. But it's not something I've really... I think I have minimum... Yeah, I've got minimum layer time on. I'm like, why is it going so slow up there? E3D Revo Roto still in the mail? I believe so. As far as I am aware, none of the creators have theirs yet. We are going to be putting it in a Mark III. Basically, the Prusa Mark III will be pimping Das Prusa. Like remember the whole Volkswagen pimp my ride thing, or what was it? What was the Volkswagen ad where they like unpimp the auto or something. We're gonna be doing that with the Prusa Mark III, where we're gonna upgrade the Prusa Mark III, but using your best bang for the buck mods, basically. So basically, we're gonna put a new tool head on it and a clipper and call it a day. And we're gonna replace a bunch of the parts with ABS. Unpimp the auto. That was, oh my God, that was an old, how long ago was that ad campaign? Oh my God, I'm unpimp das auto. How old was that? 10 years ago. Oh my, okay, 17 years ago. Oh my God. This ad campaign is old enough to drive, and I remember it. Oh my God, I'm getting old. Ugh. Early 2000s, yeah. It's like the zoom. I say zoom, like, you know, you see a Mazda, I go, ooh, zoom. They haven't used zoom in like decades for their ad campaigns. Back in my day. It's like right now, there's the whole thing with the whole iPhone thing where like the text bubbles are different. So I'm in Canada, we use texting. That's how we communicate. Everyone used to use BBM. We used to have BlackBerry Messenger back in the day. If you were cool, you had a BlackBerry and you used BBM. But now with like smartphones, we all just text. Nobody uses WeChat, or everyone just texts from phone numbers. That's how we communicate in Canada. We don't use WeChat or any of like the group apps that people use. We just text. But there's like the whole thing apparently with like blue and pink, or blue and green bubbles that I've never heard was a thing, and nobody I ever worked with ever said that was but apparently that's a thing now. And I'm like, wait, what? And it's like, yeah, you know, people with iPhones, they you know, gatekeep against those with like Android phones because the chat bubble's different color. And I'm like, that's a thing? And it's like, apparently it is. Apparently it is. And I'm like, I used to be with it, but then they changed what it was. And now what's it, or now what I'm with isn't it. And what's it is strange and different to me. And it'll happen to you. And I don't like it. Trying to pop this off without breaking it. Because that first layer didn't stick too good, so I'm trying to, yeah, I'm trying to pop it off without actually, I wish I knew where my scraper went. But alas, I do not know where my scraper went. And I don't want to use the chocolate one. I had it right here. Where did I put it? The one, oh, you know what? It probably fell when that rep box fell. There we go. And the whole bottom's, yeah, the whole bottom's detached. There we go, whatever. So remember, we didn't print it with the right settings, so it kind of just printed in air. But voila, it's a Christmas tree out of pla. Merry Christmas. Okay, let's do a giveaway. Giveaway? Giveaway. Wheel of names. Okay, so first, let's turn you off. Unplug you. You have until I get the panel back on this to enter for your chance to win some Polymaker filament. So, if you want to win some Polymaker filament, link in the video description, enter for your chance. You have until I put the panel back on this machine to enter. Go. math question makes you question reality. What did I do for it? Oh, it's literally like the easiest question in the world. Literally. Unless you want to get all now granted, if you get all philosophical on me trying to answer the skill testing question, I may take pity on you if I find it funny and give you a pass. But if you try to be a wise ass about it, I may not. So we'll see. We'll see. So if you're gonna be funny, you better be funny. If you're not funny, you're not funny. Okay, so that's that. Where'd I put the front panel? Front panel here with the good old retro E3D sticker and MZBot sticker. Go. And if you're wondering what this is like the 2.2 panel setup. Okay, so that's all that. Pick this machine up. This is why you put handles on your printer. Put it on the ground. Pick this machine up. Put it here, because we're gonna do some work. I gotta do more chocolate printing. So I need B-roll. I need B-roll. If I'm gonna sit here and talk about a machine for 8 minutes and 2 seconds, I need B-roll. Preheat chocolate, white chocolate. Also, this is my favorite plate. This is the plate of things I'm gonna eat at some point that I'm not eating right now because it's bad for my diet. So much chocolate. So much chocolate. It is very nice. Like, I can't get over, like, seriously, I was talking with Max, it's modeled after kitchen appliances. That's why it has all nice rounded edges compared to like the more angular look that Vorons have kind of moved towards. Yeah, it works really good. Like, no joke, it's actually a really good printer. Okay, okay, so if you didn't enter, you'll have another chance on Tuesday. Because remember, I am on a stream tomorrow, but the stream I am on tomorrow is a charity stream for 1440 makes. When I go live, it'll be 2 p.m. Eastern. I will put links to it in the Discord. I'll at everyone and do all that. Oops, shoot. Shoot, wrong button. So I'm on a stream. It's me, Steve from Steve Builds, also on the Voron team, Daniel, Modbot, and I believe also the Makers on Tap folks are on that. As for the topic, we're just yapping. We're gonna be yapping for 2 hours. So that will be the only stream I'm on tomorrow. I won't be doing an evening stream. If I do an evening stream, it'll be on the Twitch channel and we'll do some gaming or something. Okay, I need a number between 5 and 15. Because I don't want to count too high. So I need a number between 5 and 15. Everyone spam a number between 5 and 15. 9. That works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And it's gonna be this person right here. See? We got the odd number out. It's gonna be that person. It's gonna be that person. I believe. Never mind. Our big winner is Northern Customs. Northern Customs. It sounds like a bike shop. Congratulations, Northern Customs. You have won yourself a spool of filament from Polymaker. You will get an email from me after the stream ends with information on how to collect your filament. And you do know how to answer the question, what is 1? The answer, and this may shock you, is 1. Let's see, what did people put? What did people put? What did people put? Let's see what people put. 80, somebody put 69, nice. Somebody put 1 number, like they spelt out 1 number. Somebody put 42. Ronald, you put 6. Somebody put 7. A bunch of people didn't put anything. I would have accepted, yep, somebody put one number. Yeah, a bunch of people typed out one number. Bunch of people typed out one number. One. Luca, you put 2137. Put 2137. Somebody put 2 minus 1. That's a good one. Okay, somebody put the loneliest number. I would have accepted that. I also would have accepted a number, like literally just writing a number, because what is 1? It's a number. Now, you guys realize I'm gonna have fun with these questions going further. Okay, so we're gonna call it there. I'm hungry and I got stuff to do tonight, so I gotta get dinner going pretty quick. So we're gonna call it there. Shout out to E3D, I guess. At one point, you guys sent me the Obsidian to test out, and I broke it, so I'll bring it back to you, so you can do some science on it or something. So shout out to E3D, I guess. Shout out to Polymaker for the spool of filament we gave away this stream and every stream. Link for them and more in the video description. Affiliate links don't cost you anything extra, go a long way in supporting the channel. And cheers to all those who donated to the channel, became members of the channel, or gifted memberships to others. I thank you. I would not be able to do the things I do, create the content I create without your continued support. You make it all possible. So we're gonna call it there. I'm hungry. I'm gonna go make dinner. It's Friday. Check Discord when you can. I will. It's Friday. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe out there. Wash your hands. Again, I will be on a charity stream tomorrow, 1440 makes. Sign up on the Discord. I will at everyone when I go live there. And then I will see you for a regular stream on Tuesday. So, goodbye.